I think it's officially safe to say that the Golden State Warriors, as we once knew them, are over. The dynasty with Steph, Clay, and Dre that everyone feared, everyone knew that it was going to be a long night, it's over. They currently sit at 12th in the West. They're 17 and 20, 4 and 6 for the last 10. And it's not just the fact that they are sub 500 and that they're losing. It's the way they're losing. Like, it's looking bad out there. Steph, let's start with him. He's the only one that's still playing well overall, but even him, I believe just the state of the team right now is just a lot, and that's affecting his play. Lately, he's been super up and down. He'll have a great game, then he'll have 9 points. Then he'll have games with no threes made, which he went a few years without doing so before this season, and he already did it twice. So we have that, and his body language has been terrible lately. Terrible. Yesterday, when they were down 20 and he was on the bench, the way he was looking, man, yeah, it's just not it right now. Clay, he's hooping like a role player at this point. 17 points, which is all right, but not for Clay. We expect Clay to score better, and the efficiency is just not there this year. He's in the low 40s. I think it's something around 42 to 43% from the field, and from three, he's not even at 39%. So he's just at league average. And the quality of the shot that he's putting up, I just don't understand. He still got the same mentality of when he was top 2 best shooters of all time. So once he touches the rock, he's going up. He's not putting the ball on the floor. He's not passing it. He's going up. And it's a brick. You shooting 42%, that's just not good enough. And unfortunately, it's not even his fault, but due to all of the injuries that he suffered plus age, he can't lock in anymore like he once was. So Clay is not the same. Draymond, there's no need to go into the Draymond situation. He just can't be out there on the floor. So they miss his leadership, his defense, and the edge. Right now, they sit at 23rd on defense. It's because of Draymond. They miss the veteranship of guys like Iggy and them. Wiggins, ever since that family issue that happened last year, it's just not been the same. We're talking about a guy who was an all-star starter less than 2 years ago, and he's nowhere near an all-star this year. He's not even getting any votes. Even the Warriors fan stimulus package is not even enough to get him some votes. And yeah, that guy was the second best player on the championship team. And right now, yeah, it's just not the same for Wiggins. Kuminga is playing well, but him and Kerr are not clicking. Speaking of Steve Kerr, it looks like he doesn't even know what to do with the rotations at this point. And take a listen to what he just said yesterday after that loss.
I think we're just lacking confidence right now. You know, it's you just sort of you get to a stage sometimes where you just kind of lose your belief, and it happens. And that's what's happened right now with our team the last few days. I think we've just lost the spirit and the confidence that has to carry you, against talented teams night in and night out.
So y'all heard that. Even Steve Kerr sounds defeated. So nothing is going well. Before, I want to say last week, at least they could count on the bench to provide some scoring, some spark with Chris Paul coming in and running the second team or whatever. But now he broke his hand, so even the bench sucks. Yesterday, when they subbed out Stephen Curry, it was barbecue chicken every time. They couldn't figure out anything on the court. There was no real playmaker with no Draymond, no Chris Paul, no Stephen Curry, and yeah, it was bad. And they lost by damn near 40 to the Pelicans, who were good, but they shouldn't beat you by 40 at home. You get booed. You got Clay that goes out there and be like, yeah, I don't care. Pretty much, yeah, he's just bad. So as a result, for the first time, pretty much ever, Shams Charania, which is pretty legit, came out and said that for the Golden State Warriors, everyone is on the table. Everyone is food but Stephen Curry. All these guys can go. And once I saw this, I was like, man, so it's pretty much a signal that it's bad times. But I just made a video about the Lakers, I want to say 2 days ago, when I was talking about Darvin Ham and everything. And I was saying that the Lakers should understand that ain't nobody coming to save them. It's the same for me for the Warriors, because when I look, first of all, at the free agents out there, or the people who are quote-unquote available for trades, none of them really move the needle. If you're talking about a championship, yes, they can make their team better. Like if they got a guy like Zach LaVine, that would help. But as far as competing for a championship, I don't see it. I think this team is just too flawed defensively. I think they're too small, and I think it's just the end of the run, which is understandable. Nothing lasts forever. They've been amazing for the past 10 years, dominating. But yeah, as long as they have that core of Steph, Clay, and Draymond, I think it's over just because of Clay. Clay, like, rather than doing some trades, the first thing that I'm making, man, because I would be shocked if they actually traded Clay or Draymond during mid-season, just off respect. I don't think that would be a good look. These guys deserve better. They deserve to at least be traded in the offseason. Not like that, just like, oh yeah, we just got the call that Donovan Mitchell is available, so Clay, you out of there. You can't do that to a guy who helped build that house. You can't. But in the offseason, that's the first thing that I'm doing. I'm going straight to Clay, and I'll sit him down and I'll be like, bro, it's not even that I don't want to pay you, but if you're going to shoot like that, I'm sorry. I can't. 17 points a game on 42% shooting, I can't give you 30 to 40 mil for that. I just can't. Especially with these new contracts, I don't know how much is eligible for as far as an extension, but yeah, you can't get that money. I'll bring you back if you'll be willing to take 15 to 20, but anything above that, I can't give that to you, or you gotta go. So I'd say that to Clay. For Draymond, I would love to trade Draymond if I'm the Warriors, but I think Draymond can still be serviceable for a team, but not for that money, not for all that. Same with Draymond. If he was making 15 to 20, yeah, but I think he has a $100 million contract, something like this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. With no Stephen Curry, no Clay, I don't think he's worth all that money. Stephen Curry, obviously, is not going nowhere. And I feel like the Warriors, for the first time, they're facing the same problems as the LeBron James-led teams. Meaning that right now it's about maximizing the few years that Stephen Curry is at the peak of his power still. And you can argue that he's already slightly falling off. He's 35, going on 36. So let's say he still has 2 to 3 years of greatness. You can't mess around. So Jonathan Kuminga is probably the most promising player still left on the Warriors. But since it's about the Stephen Curry timeline, and I think he's the most appealing asset for a trade, he got to go. He got to go. And you got to figure out how to figure out some space to get some free agents next year, because it ain't going to happen this year through trades. Again, if the goal is championship, which I believe it is at this point, it's not just to go out there, make the playoffs and lose in the first round. Yeah, they got to wait for the offseason. And I hope that Stephen Curry is just that he's just not feeling the team. The Draymond stuff is affecting him, seeing the fall off, the injuries, and that's just not that he's slightly starting to slide. That would be very understandable. He's a point guard. He's undersized. He's getting beat up every game. He's running all across the floor. That's most of his game. He's never stopping. So I would understand if he would start to dip a little bit. But yeah, that would be kind of sad that the Warriors wasted his last 2 years at the peak of his powers, because the last year he was fucking hooping, and he came out at the beginning of the season looking like an MVP candidate, but he just feels like the lack of help that he's had, and I can't believe I'm saying that about a Stephen Curry-led team, but yeah, he doesn't have enough help, and he feels like he's kind of cut his legs a little bit. So yeah, for the Warriors, I see that repost for Shams, but I don't think any trade is going to happen, or nothing major. They may move some role players and anything, but they're going to get back some crumbs. Like the Warriors are pretty much doomed at this point for this season, in my opinion. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. It's still a lot of basketball left to be played, but what I'm seeing right now in our roster is just looking spooky for the Warriors, if I'm being totally honest. So anyways, we're going to close the video right here. It's long enough already. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you've made it this far. And if you're a Warriors fan or just an NBA fan, get in the comment section and let's talk about it. Do you believe the Warriors should make a trade? Who got to go? Who should the Warriors pursue? And do you think that the Warriors still have a shot at competing and at getting back to themselves with that core? So yeah, it's been your boy. Appreciate you guys for checking me out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.